My guru, Paramahansa Yogananda, brought us a unique dispensation of the eternal truth, commonly known as Kriya Yoga. You will often hear me refer to him as Master. I call him Master because he has mastered himself. Master in the sense of having full spiritual integrity and being a self realized avatar. Kriya Yoga is not just a technique, it's a completely different way of understanding life and spiritual evolution. In one sense, it is not a new teaching because it is based on Sanatana Dharma. Yet, it is also a new dispensation of those eternal truths presented in a way that is aligned with modern consciousness. A variant of this technique was taught by Krishna to Arjuna. Paramahansa Yogananda also tells us that Jesus knew a version of it and taught it to some of his disciples. However, it was largely forgotten over the last 2700 years as the consciousness of the earth descended into a period of darkness that lasted for approximately 2400 years. In autumn of 1861, about 162 years into the ascending Yuga of Dwapara, Mahavatar Babaji revealed the sacred technique once again to Lahiri Mahasaya. A small point here before I continue. If you're confused with the Yuga and the time, please read my article on understanding our time, Kali Yuga or Dwapara Yuga. I will leave the link below in the description. So going back in time, Mahabharata Yuddha, the great war that marked the end of an era, was approximately the time when this technique began to disappear from common knowledge. From that point onward, the original yogic system gradually degenerated into practices that became largely physical in nature. Yoga means union with the divine, but over time, people began to identify yoga mainly with asanas. True pranayama was gradually reduced to breathing techniques. Eventually, people came to believe that these physical practices alone were enough. Yet, the original science of self realization was far more profound, and its practical methods were gradually forgotten. This is the forgotten science of self realization that the masters came to restore. My role is simply to bring it to you and be a channel of this divine light, which follows the Guru disciple system. This is the mission of the four avatars, Mahavatar Babaji, Lahiri Mahasaya, Swami Shri Yukteswar, and Paramahansa Yogananda. They came to restore these long forgotten teachings and techniques because humanity was once again ready to receive and practice them. There's a beautiful story that Master tells us. When it was time to revive these teachings, Jesus met Mahavatar Babaji. He told Babaji that many of his disciples were ready for self realization, but they had forgotten the sacred technique of Kriya Yoga that he had taught them. He then requested Babaji to bring this technique back to the world so that the sincere seeker could once again complete their spiritual journey. Babaji agreed. He brought Kriya Yoga back through this guru disciple lineage, beginning with Lahiri Mahasaya. If you are interested, you can read the story of Babaji initiating Lahiri Mahasaya in 1861 in the book Autobiography of a Yogi.